Good afternoon, YouTube. Oh, it's nighttime. Today I'm gonna be talking about something very important, something that none of us can live without and we all need in our lives. And that is the topic of, you guessed it, friends, and why they're important, how to be a good one, and most importantly, how to know if you're being a bad one. And I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert by any means. Anything that I know from experience, you know. These are things that I've gone through in my life and I've realized and lessons that I've learned and I want to share with you guys. I guess to start off, I want to talk about kind of a little analogy that I had heard recently and I wanted to share with you guys. I just want you guys to imagine your life as one big party. Okay, and you, since it's your life, you're the host of the party and you get to decide who you let in and who doesn't get in. It's invite only. In this party, you have all different people from all aspects of your life. Your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, your family, your close friends, your acquaintances, your workmates, your coworkers, your boss, all these aspects of your life. These are all the attendees at your party, okay? And I want you to imagine, okay, everyone's having a good time, you know, everyone is getting along, and all of a sudden, someone just out of nowhere, they just squat right in the middle of your party, the party of your life, and they just take one huge dump. Okay, they just take a dump right in the middle of your party. And when this happens, everyone obviously notices, you know, it smells a little bit, they see the crap. Whether you want it to or not, all the different aspects of your life overlap over one another. Life is not a waffle, it's more like a pancake. What you put on one end is gonna run into the other, okay? So everyone is noticing this person who's crapping in the middle of your party and they're like, okay, are you gonna do anything about that, or are we just gonna all sit here and watch this happen? And you see the crap, but because this person is someone that you love, someone that you care about, someone that, you know, we always say, oh, I can't live without this person. What am I going to do without this person in my life? I need them in my life. If they're not in my life, who's going to be there to support me?
Who's going to be there to love me or take care of me or be there for me when I'm down or lift me up when I'm upset?
And things like that. So you make these excuses for that person, like, you know, they didn't mean to take a dump in the middle of my party. And when I say take a dump, I'm using that analogy because when someone disrespects you or hurts you or betrays you, it's basically like they're taking a dump on your life. And pardon my French, but they're just shitting on your life. But because we want to give people the benefit of the doubt, because maybe we've known them for a long time, maybe because they're one of our only close friends we feel like, or maybe they're our family, or maybe it's our work, you know, we make excuses like they didn't mean to do that, they won't do it again, you know. We all tend to do this, right? We want to believe in the best in people. We don't just give second chances, but third, fourth, fifth, until it becomes detrimental to our health. But I digress. The bottom line is you don't have to let people take a dump or take a crap on your life, because your life is precious. Your life is a gift. You can show people the door if they need to go. Most importantly is you don't want to be the person taking a dump on other people's lives, especially when it's a relationship or a friendship that you care about. So that leads us into the next, I guess, subtopic in this, which is how exactly can you be a good friend? And number one, it kind of ties in with that analogy, is just making sure that you're conscious of the fact that you're not being a negative or toxic person in another person's life. Not being someone who constantly brings other people down, someone who talks about people behind their back. And I know a lot of us, especially girls, are guilty of this, gossiping about people or just being negative in general, just being a Debbie Downer on people. So that's number one. Don't be toxic and don't be negative. Number 2 is to listen. And I think that this is so important because I know that we all need to vent sometimes. We all have things that we need to just get off our chest and talk about, and that's what friends are for. Be there for people. Like when someone is telling you about their day, about their struggles, about their triumphs, really listen. When you're able to like recall something that someone said, like, oh hey, I remember that you like this movie, so I bought us tickets to this show, or I bought us tickets to this concert, I made you this cake because I know that it's your favorite flavor. Those kinds of things, when you remember stuff about people and you really listen, that is what creates bonds. That's what creates deeper connections and deeper friendships. And number 3, keep it real. Okay, and number 1, I said to not be negative, but keeping it real and being negative are 2 different things. I think some people get that confused. They're like, you know, if they say something rude, they're like, oh, I'm just being real. I've heard so often people excuse their negativity and their rudeness for being real. The difference between being rude and being real is love, in all honesty. If you're telling someone something out of love, then it can't be rude because you're coming from a place of love. Now, if you're coming from a place of fear or a place of insecurity or a place of judgment, then that can be rude. And so to me, the difference between the 2 are as clear as night and day. And deep down, I think you know yourself. You know when you're coming from a place of love and when you're just being rude to someone. So if you care about someone, then the reality is that you care about them, that you love them. So yeah, be real. Don't be rude. Number 4, be supportive. I have friends who have these amazing, crazy dreams, and it's easy for an outsider, or it's easy for anyone to say, you know, yeah, okay, that's gonna happen, sure, maybe in another life, okay? But to support your friends, no matter how big or how small or how impossible their dreams may seem, that is such an important thing. If you can do that, if you can support your friends, that's such an amazing thing, because a lot of people in this world will try to tear you down, will try to tear your friends down. Number 5, be dependable. This is something that is very important because there's always going to be people when you're at the high parts of your life. There's always going to be people who are always down to party, are always down to go out, have fun, go on road trips, do all these things. But there are few people who will sit with you and cry. There are fewer people who will stick by you when things hit the fan. But the people who do are the people that you need to hold on to, because they're rare, to be honest. So be that person to your friends. Be that person to the people in your life. Be dependable. Be someone that they know they can count on to be there for them when shit hits the fan. And number 6, be understanding. Sometimes we want to be alone. Sometimes we don't need someone to be there for us at the moment. We just need to be on our own. And maybe we just don't feel like attending a party that night, or we don't feel like going out somewhere, or maybe we're just in a crappy mood. Be that person who understands, who doesn't take things personally. And that's hard because we all have our own problems. We all go through our own struggles, and it's easy to take things personally, especially when it comes to people who are close to us. But try to see it from their perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand where they're coming from. And just know when to give your friend some space. You know, life is too short to hold grudges or to take things personally. I mean, if any of these things resonate with you, if you feel like you haven't been a good friend to people lately, it's never too late. People are more understanding and more forgiving than you give them credit for, okay? And if they're not, like I said, you know, you are the host of your life. If you come across a person who is toxic, who doesn't want the best for you, then show them the door. And sometimes doing that, walking away from people and letting a relationship go, sometimes that is the best thing you can do for a friendship. And you have to know when it's time to do that. And a practical thing you can do to be a better friend is I want you to text someone or call, that's even better, and just ask them how they're doing. And then just listen. It's so easy to feel like we're alone in the world, and it's so easy to feel like, you know, everyone's just looking out for themselves. In reality, there are so many more people out there in this world that truly care about you. There's definitely a lot more ways you could be a better friend to people that I didn't touch on in this video, but this should do for now. I hope that you all have been able to take something from this video and know that you are more loved, more thought of, and more cared about than you realize. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video.